Julian Alvarez. According to Sky Sports, Manchester City is poised to transfer striker Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid for a fee of £82 million. The two clubs have reached an agreement, marking a significant profit on the £14 million City invested in Alvarez in January 2022. This transaction may influence Chelsea's pursuit of Atletico striker Samu Omorogyan. Negotiations between the clubs have been progressing positively over the past 24 hours. Atletico will provide £64 million up front, with the remaining amount contingent on performance-related add-ons, making it a record sale for City. This deal signifies a substantial return on the £14 million the Premier League champions paid River Plate for the Argentine forward in January 2022. While personal terms are yet to be finalised, it is anticipated that this will not pose any issues. Chido Obi Martin. Chido Obi Martin, a Denmark under-17 international of Nigerian heritage, is presently undergoing a medical examination with Manchester United, a prominent club in the English Premier League, after rejecting a new contract offer from Arsenal. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, the Hale End graduate is completing the initial phase of his medical assessments today as he prepares to join Manchester United. However, the announcement of Obi Martin's transfer to the Red Devils will be delayed, as it must pass through the Premier League's 5-step verification process, which may take up to 4 weeks before the transfer is officially confirmed. Victor Osimhen. Osimhen is reportedly on the verge of leaving Napoli, with both Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain expressing interest. Chelsea has already seen their offers for Omorogyan rejected. However, Atletico Madrid's upcoming acquisition of Julian Alvarez from Manchester City, along with their pursuit of Conor Gallagher from Chelsea, has reopened the possibility of a deal. It is confirmed that Napoli would only agree to a loan arrangement for Osimhen if it included an obligation to purchase, and their asking price remains significantly high. Osimhen's contract contains a release clause of approximately £110 million, while Chelsea is anticipated to pay around £33 million to secure Omorogyan from Atletico Madrid. Wan-Bissaka and Denzel Dumfries swap. Manchester United may still consider a swap deal that involves Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Inter Milan's right-back Denzel Dumfries, as reported by The Athletic, which characterises the situation as live. This comes despite West Ham United's interest in Wan-Bissaka. The defender has been linked with a potential transfer to West Ham this summer, prompting United to seek a suitable replacement. Dumfries, noted for his impressive performance, could serve as a viable option for the Red Devils, making a swap deal between the two players a possibility. Should Wan-Bissaka depart, Erik ten Hag would be left with only Diogo Dalot as a right-back, highlighting the necessity of securing a replacement. A swap arrangement could prove advantageous, especially since Inter has shown interest in acquiring United's defender. The Athletic indicates that Inter Milan is keen on signing Wan-Bissaka this summer, and discussions regarding a potential swap deal involving Dumfries are ongoing. Meanwhile, West Ham appears prepared to meet United's £18 million asking price for Wan-Bissaka, with negotiations progressing to finalise a deal with the Manchester club. De Jong and Antony swap. Antony became Manchester United's second most expensive acquisition when he transferred from Ajax for an initial fee of £82 million in 2022. Recent reports from Spain suggest that Antony is being offered to Barcelona as part of a cash-plus-player deal aimed at securing Frenkie de Jong. Manchester United and manager Erik ten Hag have had a long-standing interest in the Dutch midfielder. In fact, the club made significant efforts to bring the talented player to Old Trafford during ten Hag's first transfer window. However, de Jong's determination to remain at Camp Nou prevented the transfer from happening. With Manchester United now considering the sale of Christian Eriksen, Scott McTominay, and the player they brought in as a replacement for de Jong, Casemiro, there is a pressing need for new midfield signings. Jonathan David. Tottenham is well positioned to secure Lille striker Jonathan David as updates regarding his future emerge. Since joining Lille in August 2020, David has excelled, scoring an impressive 84 goals in 183 matches across all competitions. In the previous season, he recorded 26 goals and 9 assists in 47 appearances, contributing to Lille's fourth-place finish in Ligue 1 and their run to the quarter-finals of the Europa Conference League, where they were eliminated by Aston Villa. However, Lille may face the prospect of losing their star forward next season, as he has entered the final year of his contract, prompting club officials to reduce his asking price to £25 million. Conor Gallagher. Chelsea agreed to a bid of approximately £34 million for Gallagher last week, and have not been successful in convincing the England midfielder to sign a new contract at Stamford Bridge. As a result, the 24-year-old chose to travel to Spain in the early hours of Monday morning. Chelsea accepted an offer in the range of £34 million from the LA Liga team last week and were unable to reach an agreement with the player on new contract terms to retain him at Stamford Bridge. Gallagher will engage in further discussions with Athletico to finalise personal terms and, if all goes well, undergo a medical examination. The England international was informed that he would only be a squad player under Enzo Maresca, as the new Blues manager prefers a possession-oriented style of play at Chelsea. Chelsea accepted a higher bid from Aston Villa for Gallagher this summer, but he opted to turn down a transfer to Villa Park and remain at Stamford Bridge. Spurs continue to show interest in Gallagher. Chelsea would rather offload him to a foreign club than a Premier League competitor. The England international had been told he will only be a squad player under Enzo Maresca, with the new Blues boss favouring a possession-heavy style of play at Chelsea. Chelsea accepted a larger bid from Aston Villa for Gallagher this summer, but he decided to reject a move to Villa Park and stay at Stamford Bridge. Spurs remain interested in Gallagher. Chelsea would prefer to sell him to a club abroad rather than a Premier League rival. William Osler. Newcastle have reached an agreement with the Blades for the 21-year-old with a £10 million fee plus £5 million in add-ons. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Osula is scheduled for his medical in Newcastle on Monday, August 5th. Romano shared an update on social media, confirming William Osula has arrived in Newcastle for his medical tests today. The deal with Sheffield United for the 21-year-old striker to join Newcastle United has been finalised, with a £10 million fee plus £5 million add-ons. Niklas Füllkrug. Niklas Füllkrug has successfully undergone all required medical examinations at West Ham. The deal has been finalised and the contract will be signed on Monday to officially seal the agreement. The deal is set to run until June 2027, with an option to extend until 2028. Jaco Orien. Jaco Orien has attributed his decision to join Everton to the influence of international captain Seamus Coleman and the development of young defenders under Sean Dyche. The 23-year-old completed his move from Lyon to Goodison Park for an initial £17 million, signing a 4-year contract after attracting interest from several Premier League clubs. Orien is Everton's 5th signing of the summer, following the arrivals of Tim Iregbunam, Iliman Ndiaye, Jesper Lindstrom, and the return on loan of Jack Harrison. Fabio Carvalho. Arne Slot faces a crucial decision regarding Fabio Carvalho's future, as Southampton is poised to advance discussions about a potential permanent transfer for the forward. Southampton manager Russell Martin has confirmed that the club is in negotiations with Liverpool concerning Carvalho's move. Recent reports indicated that Liverpool turned down a £15 million offer from the newly promoted Southampton for the player. Carvalho spent the previous season on loan at both RB Leipzig and Hull City. However, Liverpool is eager to retain the 21-year-old and reportedly values him significantly higher than the amount proposed by Southampton. Ongoing discussions between the two clubs are expected in the coming days. Aston Villa. Even as the opening day draws near, Villa may still bring in more reinforcements before the transfer window closes. Recent reports have linked them to Joe Gomez from Liverpool. The versatile defender would be a great addition to Villa's squad, having won numerous titles in English football. While Gomez may grab the spotlight, Emery could also be welcoming a rising star. According to Fabrizio Romano, Aston Villa has made a formal bid to sign 17-year-old striker Mason Kocher this summer. Kocher is already training with Villa's youth team and making a strong impression as they aim to outbid other Premier League clubs for his signature. Dominic Solanke. Tottenham Hotspur is reportedly getting ready to make a £42.6 million bid for Bournemouth striker Dominic Solanke, as per Court Offside. The club has already held discussions with Solanke's representatives, and a formal offer is anticipated to be made soon. Despite interest from Arsenal and Liverpool, it seems that Spurs are currently the frontrunners to secure his signature. David Hanko. David Hanko, the defender associated with Manchester United, has clarified his position regarding a potential transfer as speculation about his future at Feyenoord intensifies. The Slovakian international is currently gearing up for the upcoming Eredivisie season with the Dutch club, yet he has attracted interest from several top European teams this summer. The 26-year-old has been rumoured to be a target for Liverpool, potentially reuniting with his former manager Arne Slot. while a report from the Athletic suggests that Manchester United is contemplating a move for him, considering his versatility to play both as a centre-back and left-back. Anthony Gordon. While it was certainly disappointing to witness their exit, selling that duo was, at least temporarily, a more acceptable option than parting with one of the club's key players. Newcastle has managed to retain Bruno Guimaraes and Alexander Isak for the time being, along with Anthony Gordon. The winger was allegedly intrigued by the prospect of joining Liverpool after discussions took place regarding a surprising transfer, driven by Newcastle's determination to prevent a 10-point penalty from the Premier League for violating PSR regulations. Cristiano Ronaldo. Al Nassr is aiming to prolong Cristiano Ronaldo's contract until 2026, providing him with the opportunity to participate in the 2026 World Cup for Portugal. Discussions are scheduled to take place this summer. Extending Ronaldo's stay for an additional year will enhance his value during the upcoming negotiations for TV rights. Julian Alvarez. Pep Guardiola declined to comment on Atletico Madrid's discussions with Manchester City regarding the potential signing of Julian Alvarez. The proposed deal from the Spanish club is reportedly around £55 million, with additional payments increasing the total cost to £70 million. However, this offer falls well below City's valuation of the player. Alvarez is currently in Paris representing Argentina at the Olympics. Following the club's 4-2 win over Chelsea in Ohio, Guardiola stated, "I have nothing to say. He is our player and will be returning soon." Meanwhile, Alvarez stated that he will make a decision about his future after the games, acknowledging the ongoing speculation. Matthias de Ligt. Sky Sports journalist Damesh Sheth has reported that Manchester United must offload a central defender before they can finalise a deal for Bayern Munich's Matthias de Ligt. The Red Devils have already bolstered their squad this summer with the acquisitions of Joshua Zirkzee and Lenny Yoro, although Yoro is set to be out for 3 months due to a metatarsal injury sustained in a match against Arsenal. In a conversation with Give Me Sport, Sheth indicated that while United plans to engage in discussions with Bayern and de Ligt's representatives, they will likely need to sell a centre-back to make room in both budget and roster. He also noted that any potential transfer would not be a hasty response to Yoro's injury, as he is anticipated to make a recovery within 3 months.
Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has made it clear that he will not be taking on the role of England's next manager, despite being a free agent following his departure from Liverpool. While players are often subject to transfers during the summer, managers like Klopp may also consider changing positions.
Alexander Isak. Newcastle have apparently reached a decision regarding Alexander Isak and have communicated their verdict to potential suitors, Arsenal. Isak showcased an impressive performance last season, scoring 25 goals as Newcastle participated in the Champions League after a 20-year absence. The club initially demanded over £115 million for the Swedish player when Chelsea expressed interest in January, following their £63 million acquisition from Real Sociedad in 2020-22. According to The Independent, Newcastle has now taken a further step by rejecting Arsenal's advances. Isak himself stated earlier this summer that he is content at Newcastle and is not considering a departure, emphasising that he had his most successful season to date. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Reports from The Sun indicate that Trent Alexander-Arnold is dedicated to Liverpool for the current season, despite interest from Real Madrid. The England international's existing contract with the Reds is set to expire at the conclusion of next season, which could allow him to depart Anfield without a transfer fee if a new agreement is not reached. Manuel Ugarte. Manchester United has reached an agreement on personal terms with Manuel Ugarte. The terms of the contract have been discussed, and the player is eager to move to United, even without Champions League football. Negotiations between clubs are ongoing with PSG, and several other clubs have also expressed interest. It is worth noting that Manuel Ugarte shares the same agent as Lenny Yoro, who is Jorge Mendes. Nicolas Pep. The ex-Arsenal winger has signed a 2-year contract with Villarreal after joining Arsenal in August 2019 for a club record fee of £72 million. The 29-year-old has now made a free transfer to La Liga side Villarreal from Turkish club Zonsa. During his time at Arsenal, the Ivory Coast international scored 27 goals in 112 games, experiencing a somewhat underwhelming 4-year spell. Noussair Mazraoui. Mazraoui is emerging as a key target for the Red Devils as they seek to strengthen their right-back position during the current transfer window. reports indicate that Erik ten Hag's team has reached an agreement on personal terms with the former Ajax player, and Auna suggests that a deal with Bayern Munich is also in place for his transfer. Initially, West Ham United expressed interest in acquiring Mazraoui and even reached a preliminary agreement with the German club. However, the player opted against a move to the London Stadium, preferring instead to reunite with his former manager, Ten Hag, at Old Trafford. According to Auna, Manchester United has communicated to Mazraoui their intention to sign him this summer. The journalist also notes that Mazraoui is currently awaiting clearance to depart from Bayern's pre-season tour to travel to Manchester and finalise the transfer. Bayern Munich is reportedly seeking a fee of approximately £16 million for the defender, making him a viable option for Manchester United